apparently, if you even mention Elon Musk's name on the internet, his entire following will find you. And it looks like they've found me. But it's funny because they're coming to my channel like looking for a fight that isn't here. They're leaving comments saying things as if I disagree with them. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I think too. That's what I said. Anyways, let me read you some of these comments from Jacka82. I guess this is the first time this guy saw my channel. He says, this channel seems quite depressing to me. It's like watching a mass of people complain about how the world doesn't hand them free lunches to their liking. I'm not sure what he's talking about with the free lunches. I personally don't think any employee is entitled to any one thing. Who cares if some company doesn't want to offer remote work? Yeah, nobody cares. I mean, if they don't offer it and you want remote, yeah, don't work there. I think the main thing is employers transition to remote work, and the workers really latched onto that, and now the employers want to bring them all back to the office, and they're having a difficult time doing so. Myself, personally, I think it's kind of silly. If you go to your boss and they say, well, it's my company, I can do what I want, you don't like it, leave, instead of explaining the real reasons, you have to decide as the employee if you're going to accept that answer. You can either A, quit, B, go make your own company, or C, just say okay and do what they say. But this is the part of the comment that just blows my mind. The mindset here is so detrimental to leading a successful and fulfilling life and actually doing the things that improve one's life. The limited amount of focus, time, and energy one has shouldn't be wasted on complaining on what work policy some company is offering for their own employees. So you shouldn't question work policy. What? You should always be able to question policies at work. Now, I'm not saying these employees have to get their way, but you should be able to be like, why are we doing this? And if the answer, again, boils down to, well, it's my company, you don't like it, leave. And to me, that just doesn't seem like a very reasonable person. And I don't think that's someone I would want to work for. And that's all I'm really saying here. But if you're saying the limited amount of time and focus and energy we have shouldn't be wasted on complaining about a work policy, that's just where we're going to have to disagree. I don't think questioning work policies is complaining, but apparently that's what a lot of people that watch this channel think. But definitely don't be this guy. You should always question company policies, if they don't make sense, of course. I love some kid who has done nothing with his life except make a YouTube channel with mediocre results. Got to go for the insult. So number one, I'm a kid. I've done nothing with my life. I didn't go to college, get an engineering degree, didn't work as an engineer, didn't learn how to code, didn't work as a software engineer, didn't teach myself how to make my own business, monetize my YouTube channel, didn't do any of that. Mediocre results. Yeah, sometimes I feel that way for sure. Gives us his opinion on something he can't even fathom. We're talking about working remote here. I've worked remote and I've worked in an office. I can fathom my opinion here. We have Gaurav here. Be honest to yourself. You just want to sit on that chair and play games all day. If so, then great, do that. Please quit. Not sure where all this is coming from. There's so many weird people just coming out, just insulting me. If this trend continues, all coddly babies be prepared for recession, poverty, and hard time ahead. You guys understand I don't literally think every job can be done remotely. You guys know I don't think that, right? I'm just talking about the jobs that can be done remotely. When your boss is like, come back, and you're like, well, I've been doing this just fine. They're like, no, come back, it's my company, don't like it, quit. And you're like, well, come on, can we just talk about it? And they're like, no, it's my company, you don't like it, quit. Then I think that's silly, and yeah, you're probably going to have to quit if they're being that unreasonable. This is SOS Reg. YouTuber will never understand what a work is. So I said, how many works does it take to understand what a work is? SOS says, to bring change in civilization, you have to be the change and step out of comfort zone to work hard and make a difference. Not everyone want to be a YouTuber babbling all day. Yeah, that's not what I said everyone should be. Yeah, definitely never said that. And then he goes, you never said that, but your entire video gives negative energy, and YouTube and all social media feeds off negative energy. People gives up and quits because of these negative vibes. So you've come to your own conclusions, based on nothing I've said, but based on the tone you yourself personally interpreted from this video. This is great. I mean, as I say in the comment, it really sounds like this is more on your end than mine. Sounds like you're offended, but you're not sure why you're offended. We have Bay Area Carnatic. You have no idea how being in office is way better for insert every startup motto. Collaboration, innovation, team building, and high energy. It can be done for 20 hours instead of 40, but working 100% from home means there is no company culture. Great. Miss me with that company culture. We can all get our work done without drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah, you can have camaraderie, but you still don't have to have this weird, cringy company culture. No. Zoom is crap and makes me dull. Okay, so work at a company where you can go to an office. Like you guys understand that I don't think if your job can be done from home, then it should be done from home. I think that you should allow employees to choose what works best for them as long as they're able to prove that it works best for them or they're getting enough work done. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you really want to go in, you don't like Zoom, great, go in. That's cool, man. But there are a lot of people who are like, well, I don't need to come in. I can do my stuff at home. And the boss is like, but company culture, innovation, collaboration, team building, what this guy said. And you're like, yeah, but I don't really need any of that just to get my job done and keep making you money and keep taking my paycheck home, you know? And then they're like, no, it's my company. If you don't like it, quit. And so everyone's like, come on, can we just talk about this? And they're like, no, my company, you don't like it, quit. And you're like, okay, fine, then I'll quit. And that's what's happening. We have Mika Salaka here. It says, I know this is a socialist channel, so I guess I'm not surprised at this take, but I find it hard to see what's shocking about employers wanting employers to actually come to work. First of all, I don't know where you get this from. Me saying, yeah, you should probably be able to question company policy. This is a socialist channel. Yeah, and as I said earlier in the video, I don't think any employee is entitled to any one thing at a particular company. You choose to work there, right? It could be easy to get locked into a job that's hard to quit, but you know, at the end of the day, usually you could quit if you don't like it. So I'm not sure where you're getting this from. And then you go, I find it hard to see what's shocking about employers wanting employees to actually come to work. Okay, so this is the part where we have a discussion, like two grown adults, and we go, well, my job is mostly on the computer, and I can do this at my house. There's no real reason for me to get in my car and drive to work and do the same thing on my computer there in the office. I'm still getting the amount of work done you need at the end of the day. Your bosses and managers are happy with me and my work. So again, why do I need to come in when they come back with, well, it's my company and I pay you to be at the office and do work? Then as a reasonable person, you just kind of roll your eyes and laugh and you're like, okay. Desolation Alley. All these spoiled people complaining about working where they were hired. What a joke. If you were hired to work on site, be on site. If you pay employees and you want them to come to work because their job has to be done at work, then yeah, for sure, I definitely understand that. If you were hired to work on site and then temporarily they moved you remote and you still did a great job and you come up with an argument for your manager to say, hey, I'd still like to work remote, it hasn't affected your business. What's wrong with that? Why does it always have to boil down to, well, I paid you to be on site when you started, so now you gotta be back? You can't talk, you can't discuss like human beings. That's why you just have this hard line. I don't get it. We have another one from Tibet. Imagine if this guy actually shared solution to some of the world problems with his 500K following. So I think some of the world problems that I share solutions to is don't make your job your entire life. Don't buy into the we're a company family thing. You know, a bunch of stuff that I think most of the people hating on my last video would agree with, you know. A job's a job. It's about profit and loss. It's just business. Anyways, what a joke. Got famous putting down other people doing something with their lives. What company do you run? My own company. How many families does it feed? It's fed different amounts of families at different times. And then this is the best one right here. This is how you judge a man's success. Does even look like he has a girlfriend. So it does look like I have a girlfriend, or doesn't even look like I have a girlfriend. This is a good one. Spoiled generation of self-entitled lounge lizards. And America thinks they can win a war with Russia. I don't want to go in the office because I have rights. No one ever said that. Who remembers Ukraine the moment Russia invaded? Ah, yes, but America will just phone it in. So RJ, I think defending your country, serving your country, putting your life on the line is way different than like arguing or talking about whether I should have to commute to make this logo at home or in an office at a cubicle. It's like apples and oranges. John says, I already don't like this guy. Those who don't wish to return shouldn't. We need to restore work ethic in America. What does that have to do with work ethic? You are a mere kid. Dude, that's my favorite thing about the internet, is you'll be playing like Warzone or something. Clearly everyone's like 20, 30-year-old adults, but everyone else is a kid automatically. And I guess that just never changes. Me being 31, I am a mere kid. Your response is typical of someone who is young and foolish. We have Jay. Amazing, you may have misinformed your audience. You just assume people work extra and get burned. I mean, Jay, maybe you haven't worked in corporate America yet, but I promise you, there will be times where you think that you should have been promoted or gotten a raise because you really did go above and beyond. And like the company told you, if you go above and beyond, you will be rewarded, but you're not getting rewarded. And so now you're like, hey, come on. You said that I would get something if I went above and beyond. And they're like, well, we didn't mean like that, but hey, thanks, buddy. Here's a sticker. Kyron Brimmer. Prior to the pandemic, all these people signed up to work in the office and be there 40 hours a week. Telework is a privilege, not a right. I never said that it was a right. Just because we had a pandemic doesn't mean these workers now earn the right to stay home and work. Yeah, that's not what I said either. And they all have a choice if they want to continue to work for Tesla or not. Yeah, that's what I did say. If you don't like it, you can quit. We have Driss here saying, this is how lazy Zoomers and young millennials think. Tesla and Elon became great by working hard and not pandering to laziness. You know, just because you work at home doesn't mean you're automatically lazy, right? Elon interviewed everybody he's hired personally, and he's very picky about his employees. This dude even said, you work for the clout. That pretty much sums up Zoomers. Do you not understand that, Driss? People work at companies purely because of the people who run the companies, because of the cults of personalities. The cool factor is still a thing that still exists. Millennials, Zoomers, Gen X, Boomers, being cool and telling your friends you have a cool job, that's still a thing. That doesn't matter what generation you're from, Driss. Come on. This lack of desire to work is part of the reason why inflation isn't all. It's not a lack of desire to work. Literally, we're just discussing if I can do this job here and I can do it just as fine there. Can you communicate to me why I have to do this commute thing? Why you want me to give up this flexibility? That's all we're saying. What's the problem there? Here, let me just go to the most wholesome comment chain so far. It's right here. GG and stuff says, you're a professional baby. Make videos of you crying about everything. Well done. Make a living of it. Nice. I said, you seem triggered. And he said, nah, you seem triggered by everyone running a business the way they want. As an employee, you have a choice. If you don't like it, leave. When you start a business, you can run it the way you want. This is my response. This is how I would sum up kind of my channel for all these people that are new to the channel. I've already said all these things, though. We're actually on the same page, and you got triggered for nothing. If they don't like it, they can leave. It's fine. No big deal. And the ones that don't jive anymore will leave. I don't think any one employee is entitled to anything from an employer, at least, you know, not more than they agreed to, the hours, pay, all that stuff. I think as an employee, you should be able to question policy, and it doesn't mean that the employee has to get their way either. I just mean if you question policy and your employer comes back to you with an answer of you don't like it, leave, instead of explaining their actual reasoning other than it's my company, well, then the employee has to decide if they want to accept that as an answer. They can quit and go somewhere else. They can decide to say okay, or they can go make their own business and make their own rules. And these videos exist to remind people of that reality. If you don't own it, you do what they say or else. To remind people that companies aren't your family and there's nothing there more than business. Companies play you and you play them. That's the realities of the corporate world. All of these people are looking for a fight. Well, what I said is, you're looking for a fight that isn't here, my man. And then GG and stuff said, I guess not. But I got my eye on you. All the best. Take care. Honestly, this is how I think most interactions with people would go that come to my channel, if we could actually have a conversation. Anyways, guys, my phone has been exploding the past like 72 hours since I posted that video of nonstop. You don't like it, leave. Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe it's just my voice. Maybe it's my face. I get some emails sometimes saying, I got one the other day that said, you have such a punchable face. Better hope I never see you outside or something like that. I don't know. People just get real mad, I guess. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good weekend. I'll see you in the next one.